Hi team, welcome everybody who's on our team, too, because you're all part of this, and I'll come on to in a minute, but our Becoming a Better Runner, our episodes that we've been doing the last Friday of every month, where we're trying to hone in a little bit more on the coaching side of things, a little bit more on the sort of tips side of things. I don't like tips, the word, but yeah, a little bit more sort of information led, let's say. And we've been honing in over the last few episodes and the first part of the year on the London Marathon. Okay, that's where we've been sort of hopefully adding some value. I'm going to be running my seventh, I think it is, London Marathon this year. Got a lot of experience. So we've been trying to partake, give you some of that. I don't know if I'm speaking English. Anyway, I've got Hayden with me.
Evening.
If you're listening to this as a podcast, if you're seeing this as a video, then you would have realised he's here. But yeah, we wanted to talk about it. But this episode is going out, Hayden, the Friday of the London Marathon. So this is our sort of last Becoming a Better Runner focus on the London Marathon. All right.
So I need to wish you good. I need to wish you good luck for Sunday. Then. Good luck, mate.
Good luck. Cheers, bro. But yeah, you. This is coming out. So what I did on Instagram, and we put this out as well for emails, I asked you guys some time ago for some sort of questions that you've race day questions that you want answered. And I thought that would be quite cool to put out on the Friday before the London Marathon. So anybody listening to this, share it with somebody because there's the common questions came through. And then we got the emails as well. And I've given them all to Hayden and we're going to work through them. So that's kind of how we're going to. So, the sort of the easy stuff for me, but like best way to get to the start line, best way to control the nerves, usual sort of things that come up for the sort of big event, but in particular the London Marathon. If you haven't yet listened or watched our episode of our podcast that came out on March the 27th, if you've not done that yet, go and check that out. It's the sort of encyclopedia of the London Marathon. It's like the fastest way to run it, a route rundown, where to put your spectators, all that sort of stuff. Go and listen to that or watch that, actually, is probably a better way, after this, okay? So go and make sure you do that. It came out on the 27th. It's on my YouTube channel. If you're listening to this as a podcast, FORDY Runs YouTube channel, go and check that out. So it's available as a podcast as well. So even if you listen to that on your way to London, on Sunday, whatever. Okay, Hayden, I think that's it. There's quite a few questions. We'll do the best we can, but I think if we can scoot through them and then try and pass on any last minute advice. And now I'm regretting having that drink. But yeah, should we crack on?
Let's crack on. I think the first one's quite apt, especially for you, and the reason why you started all of this. And it's a question that always comes up. What is the best way to control your nerves? Because a lot of people are going to be nervous this day.
Yeah, I still get. Do you still get nervous before 100%? Marathons? Yeah, 100%. I do. I think, like anything, it's having a plan. I mean, I'm diverging over here, but having a plan, being able to control certain things. I will know like what train I'm getting, the train before it, the train after. I'll know roughly where I'm going to be sitting on the train. I'll know what stop I'm getting off, because I've done London a few times. I'll know the walk. I'll know all that sort of stuff. But I will literally plan the morning down to the finest detail. And that's again where the episode is so useful. But if you're in control, so like you have you'll know your wave time, so you'll have a schedule of where you need to be when. So they're the sort of things have in place. So like while you're sitting about, and maybe there's a certain time you need to take a piece of food, is there a playlist that you can put on? The chances are, by the way, you're not going to get a cell phone mobile signal up on Blackheath. So have things that are downloaded to watch or to listen to is a key thing. They're cool things. If you can travel with somebody that like maybe that's doing it. Last year, I'll make you laugh, we was talking to people, because again, it's a little bit easier for me because we've done it. We was chatting, mucking about on the train. So you'll make friends like on the train and maybe walk up together. Another way is, and this is a brilliant piece of advice, go and talk to the people on the baggage trucks. We have 40 runs in Blackheath. Our teams are on the baggage trucks. And I've heard stories for years and years and years how our teams have controlled people's nerves by just chatting to them. They are, like you, a runner. And they are like you, would have gone through what you're going through, not necessarily an American, but something similar. And there'll be a friendly face and a reassuring voice. So if you're really in the you know what, and you're struggling with your nerves, get up and go and chat to somebody on the buses where they do the bags. It's just runners like me and you, and they'll be normal people and they're fabulous. So that's another way. But always have a plan. That's the way.
Yeah,
Planning key, especially to the London Marathon, because you're going to be waiting about a bit.
great advice. And you just said something about downloading stuff from Spotify and things like that. So quickly jump onto that question there. Headphones or no headphones for race?
Personally, no. I'd have them with me. I would take shocks with me. The reason I like the shocks is because I can wear them around my neck, and I don't feel like I've trained with them, so like they're there. But I mean, you've run London with me. I don't wear them. I don't even. I take them because if I get into that dark moment and I need something, I know I have it. Again, this is my way my brain works. I'm working through about 1,000 different scenarios, so I have a thing for each scenario, right? Just the way I am. I'm proud of the way I am. So I have them, but I don't listen to them.
And
So
it is quite, and when you do listen, if you listen, it's quite difficult to hear anyway, isn't it?
can't
so
hear,
loud.
you can't hear
So
nothing
loud.
anyway. The only place that you can hear them is through mud shoot that way, and over the years that's got busier anyway.
So let's take us back to the start then. So you're trying to control these nerves. You're right there. How easy is it to get into the start waves? You got your wave and stuff in your colour. How easy is it when you get off that train to find your start wave and get into the right area?
It's pretty good. Kudos to London Marathon, extremely well. They've also got people there, again, volunteers helping you. It's something you don't need to get nervous about, something you don't need to worry about. Even if you miss your wave time, you're going to go into the next one. You're still going to start the race. So don't get stressed about it. If trains are playing up and things like that, it's very, very easy in terms of navigating that side of things. It really is. It's one of the best, if not best, marathons that I've done in terms of corrals and the way to do it. It's brilliant. They can't do a better job than they do.
So how early then, with that advice in mind, how early should you get there?
I like to get there in plenty of time. I'm somebody shock. I like to get there 2 hours before my wave starts, kinda. So around that sort of 8:30 time is when I'm looking to get up there. But that's because I'm more anxious when I rush and I feel under pressure. And I think I would say the same to anybody. What's the point of rushing? Yeah, I appreciate if it's raining and stuff, but then you've got the changing tents and things like that. But I would just take your time, get up there. Trains are going to be busy. You might not get on the first one, so just relax. There's no point rushing anything on London Marathon Day.
So what if you do have that, God forbid for anyone, you have that absolute disaster where you miss a train, the train gets held up, suddenly you get off the station, they're rerouting people, and you think to yourself, my time's getting closer, I'm going to be late. I'm supposed to start at 10:45. I know I'm going to be late.
Away.
Is it that simple and that easy? Nothing to worry about.
You can't go forward, you can go back.
Yeah. So you can take that.
Show your number, off you go.
Yeah.
Again, even if you go out in the last wave because your trains are that screwed, you're still going to finish. Yeah, they're not going to stop you going over if you was meant to go off at 10 o'clock and it's now 11 o'clock. They're not going to stop you.
What about if you get up there and it's absolutely hammering it down with rain, like you said a minute ago, that scenario, which
I've had that. Yeah, I've had that one year.
What's your best bit of advice and tips for that to sort of like keep yourself dry?
Yeah, I would always take so set of clothes for race morning. An old set of clothes you're going to happy to give away to charity. I tend to use layers. Haney, you see me like remember that? Yeah, exactly. I will go there with like layers and layers and layers. Just remember, you're going to get on a train which is going to be quite warm, despite it being cold and rainy outside. It's still going to be quite warm in there, so just be prepared to have stuff. I would recommend stuff with zips on. I know it sounds like your mother talking to you, but because it's easy to peel those off. But yeah, and then old raincoat. Maybe you've got an old running coat that you may have got, but underneath the raincoat, here's the tip: is where to put your bin liner. So if it's raining, or get one of those, those ponchos, like the £2 ones off Amazon with the hoods. We had them one year. They were brilliant. But I put that, so I make you laugh. I had like my shorts and then I had my vest. Then I had the poncho because I knew it was raining. I had the poncho and then I put all the layers on top of that. So I still had the hood. And I had that old jacket on. And as they were getting damper and damper, it didn't matter because it was never going to get through to my vest. And then when I was peeling off to go over the race start, it's in one of the videos actually. I've still got the poncho on, just as we're going literally into the corral to turn to the left, to turn right on to get onto the start line. We still had them on. So that's a good piece of advice to get that sort of Amazon thing. Make sure you put it in the bin or give it to somebody. You know, don't be responsible with that. But yeah, and there are changing tents, but they do get busy. So just bear that in mind. But you can find them. Bin liner to sit on is always a good shout.
So I've planned everything like you told me to ease my nerves.
Sorry. One piece of advice. You know those painter things for your shoes? I always wear old shoes anyway. But if it's raining, because you might not want to change your socks for whatever reason, but you know the painter things that they put on their shoes.
Overshoe things.
Don't worry about what you look like. Everyone looks like the same, and no one gives a shit. Everyone's just too nervous to worry about what you look like. So put them over your shoes. But I always take an old pair of shoes, like old ones that I've had in the garden that I've knackered, and I put my race ones in my kit bag.
I suppose I've seen people in dressing gowns, pajamas, all sorts. No one cares. No one cares about keeping.
Don't forget, there's people in fancy dress, so literally no one gives a shit what you look like.
It's true. So I've done everything. I'm doing all this, doing this planning, got all my precautions in case it rains and stuff. And I'm waking up in the morning nice and early. What should I be eating for my breakfast?
Whatever you've done in training.
Don't change anything.
I won't change a damn thing. It's tempting. Don't change a damn thing.
Even though like that time I'm getting up today is probably a lot longer than
should have
before I
rehearsed
start
that
the
in
London
training.
Marathon.
Should have rehearsed that in training. It's not my problem. Should have rehearsed that in training. That's true. If you know what time London Marathon starts, so you should have gone out and tested that, or looked at. Let's say I can't remember exactly the time. Let's say it's 11, right? And so you've got like 3 hours to wait, or whatever it is in terms of when you're going to be able to have breakfast. Now, you should have trained with that in mind. If you haven't, it's too late. It's Friday. It's too late to worry about it. Just go out and do what you've done. But yeah, you should have trained. You should have done at least 2 training runs with that. So your gut would have understood it.
I do think a lot of these questions that people have asked is going to be reverting back to that answer. Like you said, it's all about in the preparation, the training.
A bit late now.
Yeah, it could be. So should I bring my own water with me, or do I just rely on the stations?
Oh, what, for out on the course? I thought you should.
Out on the course.
No, there's. I might be wrong. I think I swear it's every mile, unless they cut back. Yeah, London's again brilliant for that. They've got. I mean, I ran it in, like I say, twice when it was like hotter than the sun, and they didn't have enough water around the thing. But ever since that, they've never run out of water. There's plenty on course. It's every mile. I swear it's every mile. You've got Lucasade Sport out on course as well. There's people giving you bottles if you want it, like, as you're running along. So, I won't bother carrying my own. There's plenty out on course. And again, you should have trained, hopefully, by using some Lucasade Sport in your training runs.
Yeah, just out on course. Yep, good points. I'm a first timer. It's the first time I've ever done it. And I'm thinking, as you say, it's going to be too late now. But if I'm still on that day before and I'm still undecided, which isn't a good position to be in, do I wear a carbon plated shoe? It's my first marathon ever. Do I just think that's going to help me get faster or not?
Whatever you've trained in. Whatever you've trained in. If you bought a carbon plated shoe and you've used that in a race or a training run or 20 mile or whatever, and you're comfortable with it and it works, it's not, you've just not bought it because you've seen some idiot on TikTok who's an influencer wearing it, then, that's great. As long as it works. I always say to anybody who's doing it for the first time, I had a debate, not a debate, but it was quite a funny conversation with a client. He just ran 20 mile. He's doing London. Just ran his first 20 miler. Absolutely smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. Came in under 3 hours in a 20 miler, right? It's good going, yeah? And he messaged me the next day. FORDY, I've seen these SC Elite version 5s that you were wearing. I quite like the look of them. Should I get them for London? I went, what did you just run that sub 3 hour 20 marathon? Oh, in my Brooks, whatever it was. I went, yeah, you ain't buying SC Elite version 5s. We're looking to finish this race in maybe next time or the time after that, maybe. But no, stick to what you just ran that 20 mile in.
Yeah, absolutely. Same very
it's thing. Going to get you around. It's you, not the shoe.
Yeah, it's a common thing we keep hearing from you on a Monday night, telling everyone that, and it is true. So I'm in my corral. I'm going under that start line, and it's really, really busy. When is this going to like thin out a little bit, and am I going to get a bit of space to myself?
It ain't.
The whole 26.2.
Nah, you got to accept that it's busy, and don't start weaving. Hopefully, you're in the right wave, so the pace around you is the right pace. I think that's the key to London, is getting in the correct wave, because you want people around you who are running a similar pace, because then you can get a little bit of air. So what you'll find is, as the deeper you go, the busier you'll get, because people are slowing down. Because guess what? It's 26.2 miles. It's going to get harder. So no, it's busy the whole way around. You've got to accept that.
Tell us about the for people that are starting in a different. Actually, give us a really quick rundown. The different starts, the different color waves. What is the difference between them, and when does it all become sort of like the same race?
I can't remember where they're putting the green start, which is the new one. Well, it's not new, but they did last year, so I can't remember what route that takes. But fundamentally, you've basically got the two routes, let's call it, which they do combine some of the waves into those. And you've got one that goes, which is it's not hilly at all, but you've run both of them.
I was going to say, this is the one that I've said to someone around to you and said, this is bloody hilly. It wasn't like this before.
It's not hilly. It's mildly rolling for a couple of K. It's nothing. Where the other side, the other route, which is the blue one, has got the speeder bumps. So I think net is much as, but then you basically meet at mile 3.
Is that not absolute chaos when they both meet at mile 3?
It's not chaos, because they keep you apart, and then they take the blue group, and I think it's they're like the champion or whatever, but they basically take you round the roundabout, and then the guys who are coming down the red, who come down the hill where the blue you come up, and they meet, you stay separate from them, and you don't do the roundabout, you go left, and then you converge round after you've done the roundabout, and that's where you meet. That's a bit of a pinch point. But again, if you're in the right wave and people are running the right pace around you, it's not a problem.
So talking about running paces things, so if it's the first time I've run marathons before, but it's the first time doing London, how should I go out thinking about like my pacing over the first, I don't know, 5 to 10 miles? What should I be thinking about pacing wise? How should I pace it?
We spoke about that on that March the 27th episode, that sort of encyclopedia of the London Marathon. I spoke about the fastest way around it. The best way to run London is to negative split it. It rewards you for being sensible in the first half. Just don't get the first three, as always in a marathon, first 3 miles, first 5K. You always want to try and find that pace and settle in. Then you're looking for rhythm, and you're looking to be able to find a pace that's sustainable, relatively comfortable, and you find yourself in a good space. But at a certain point, whether it's 10, 13, whatever, that you're going to start going into whatever you've decided to do. If you're running your first, then you want to be just nice and steady throughout the race. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. The second half, let's say the last 10K, if you break it, do the 10, 10 and 10 thing, what everyone says, the last 10K is going to be a struggle. So you want to make sure the first 10K is well within yourself.
And so we're talking about this now. We're getting out on course. We're taking on water. I know this can be a personal thing, but a general sort of overriding thing. What advice have you got for people when it comes to like a strategy for taking gels and taking fuel on board?
Again, you should have all practiced. Everyone's different. You don't want to get to the point where you need it. That's the key. You want to get to you want to keep on top of it. You want to go, exactly to plan what you've done in your training. The only sort of deviation I would make is if it's a hot day. Be mindful of that. You may require more electrolytes. You might be working harder, so you may be burning through your fuel quicker. That's what I would say. And with regards to your hydration strategy, you may need to adapt that based around the conditions that you're in. As I said to you, when it was really hot in London, I was taking, which is a lot, but I was taking fluid in the second half every mile because it was so hot. But I made sure that in the first half I'd had a sensible approach, but it was getting seriously hot. So I was like, no. And I started walking through the aid stations because it was just so hot. So you may have to adapt when you're out there, but you would have had to adapt through some of your training runs anyway. So it's no different. Again, don't get stressed about it. There's plenty of stuff out on course that you can navigate it. But yeah, all your marathons are best dealt with when they're planned and there's a strategy. If you're going out there and you're winging it, or you're going out there with a plan that, to be perfectly honest with you, is unattainable, then you're doomed to fail. You should have planned everything. And that's the brilliant thing about marathon running. And that's why I love it so much. If you plan everything down to the finest detail, you will be rewarded for that.
Yeah.
Make the day so much easier.
Yeah, it's great advice. With regards to, like, I'm going out, like you said about the gels, I think it's a bit too hotter out there. And I see there's a Lucozade gel, a high five gel, someone's giving it, and I take it, and things go a little bit tits up, and the old stomach starts to rumble, and things go a bit south. What advice have you got? What do I do if I'm like at mile 18 and suddenly I've got real bad gut distress and stuff?
Slow down. Firstly, slow down. Don't panic. Don't get yourself into a situation where you've got anxiety. Accept that it's not your day. Don't try and push through it. It's no point. There's loads of toilets on course. I mean, loads. So don't get stressed about it. If you've literally got to go from one toilet to the next toilet to the next toilet, that's your day. You've just got to deal with it. There'll be other days. Just count yourself lucky that you're able to come back and fight again. That has happened. I've seen, like, bless him, so bad that at a race he had dodgy guts, and he was literally, still went sub 40, idiot. But he was literally going from, toilet to toilet effectively. It can happen. There's no reason for it to happen if you've trained your guts and things like that. But sometimes it can. If it does, accept that it's not your day. Accept that these things happen. That's marathons for you. Don't get stressed about it. Don't panic about it. Just slow down. Funny enough, I was on a training run. Make you laugh. I was on a training run, and I had gut issues, and it was causing me some right grief. More I sped up, so I just slowed down and I just got home. It's one of those things, I had something for lunch that didn't necessarily agree with me. It's not the usual thing I'd have before I'd be running in the evening. My own fault for stupidity. But there was no point me getting stressed about it. There's no point me getting anxious about it. I just accepted it. I just basically ran walks home. Same thing in the marathon. No difference.
So how do I avoid the old classic biggest mistake that everyone makes when it comes to marathons, and the majority of people do? How do I avoid going out too fast? What is the best tips that you can give me to hold me back? Let me stay on pace. How do I stop that? I know you're smirking and laughing because you're probably guilty of this more than anyone.
No, I'm smirking and laughing. Two reasons I'm smirking and laughing. I'm going to say the same, and this is not going to help anyone, but I will answer it. It's too late now. And I'll give you an example. I was running my 20-mile race in Essex, and I was 800 meters to the finish. And a lady in front of me collapsed right in front of me. And I did the right thing, obviously, and I stopped, and I said, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "Oh, I've got this really bad cramp." She was panicking. You could hear her breathing and all that sort of stuff. So I got her up, and I helped her, gave her some advice, and got her to calm down, and I brought around the last piece of the race. During that, because I was deliberately talking to her to take her mind off of things, I'd be like the worst person to talk to, but I was deliberately talking to her about stuff just to take her mind off of, like, get her breathing under control. But more importantly, she didn't realize I was getting her to talk, so her diaphragm would then be working. So again, that would be controlling her breathing. It's very clever. One of the things I said to her, because she said to me, she was cramping up. She said, because she'd fueled and stuff like that, she said, I went out too fast. I went out too hard. So I said to her, because she still had a few weeks before London, she said, I'm really bad at pacing. I said, well, what you need to do, love, is get yourself a race, and you need to go out and you need to run the first 5K as slow as you can. Have the control to run the first 5K as slow as you can and then go into a pace. To be able to have that control to rein it back will do you more good on race day than going and trying to smash in a PB out in a half marathon 6 weeks out before a race, before a marathon. Because controlling your pace, controlling that effort in the first 5Ks, I said to you, getting that rhythm, settling into that pace early doors will actually dictate the rest of your race. If you are able to show the restraint and control and implement that strategy in that first 5K, that will, hand on heart, dictate the rest of your race. I appreciate now it's the Friday before, so harder to do that. What I would say to you is tonight, think about the paces that you're going to be running, the goals you're going to be running, and factor in the first 5K, 3 miles at a slightly conservative pace that you're building into your race pace. So have a look at that and build that into the strategy.
Great advice. So I know you probably gave this out on your March 20 or whatever it was podcast with your ultimate guide to London Marathon, but just give us a quick rundown now. What are sort of the loudest points on course? The points I should be thinking to myself, I can't wait to get to that point there. Give us your top couple of 2 or 3 bits where you think
3 miles, as you said, like where everybody meets. I think if you can settle into that pace before then, Cutty Sark's mental. That'll blow your mind. Get ready for that. Super busy. You'll come out of there. Adrenaline will be high. You'll be like, oh, blimey, I'm at 9 miles. You'll be like, lost 3 miles here. Tower Bridge is obviously highlight for everybody. The noise, the chariots. Just make sure you slow down, look up and look around you and take that in. Canary Wharf is extremely loud, especially at mile 18. There's some people on the left-hand side. They've got usually pink flag. It says 40 Runs Running Club on it, and they're cheering every single runner. I'm not just saying this because it's ours, but they are the loudest on course. They will literally cheer. Hayden can tell you, they cheer every single one of you. And if you are struggling on race day, on Sunday, think to yourself, I've just got to get to the 40 Runs cheer station. That's the only thing. On the left-hand side, you'll see the DLR going across the top. Just think to yourself, you cross the bridge at Tower Hill, you'll get through Narrow Street, round by Mud Chute, all that sort of stuff, yeah? Just think to yourself, I've just got to get to the 40 Runs cheer station at mile 18. There will be somebody there who will give you a hug. There'll be somebody there who will shout your name. And if you're not sure, just say, I'm here, FORDY sent me, and you will get the biggest cheer of your life. And that will carry you back down to Tower Hill, which is mile 23. That's one of the really important points to make. If you're feeling overwhelmed or whatever, just get yourself to the 40 Runs cheer station at mile 18. Honestly, I've done it. I've had it in my mind. I've just got to get to mile 18. I've said to you, we was running 20 miles at my marathon goal pace a few years ago. I said to you, I've just got to get to the 40 Runs cheer station. So that's what I kept saying, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was that one thing that I was focused in on.
And it was worth it as well, wasn't it?
It is worth it. It is worth it. So yeah, that's good. Embankment's quite good, I would say. And then obviously Birdcage is mental. And then you turn right and it's just crazy. But yeah, so they're probably the main things I would look out for.
So I've done that. I've gone around Birdcage, like you said, round to see the finish line, straight over the finish line, got my medal, about to get my bag. What is the very, very first thing I should do now I've just finished the London Marathon? What should I be doing?
You walk through, thank the volunteers for giving you the medal, thank the volunteers for looking after you. There's so many helpful volunteers. I've never known a marathon with so many helpful volunteers at the finish line than London. People giving you foil blankets, people making sure you're all right. Everything about it. They're so good. The people on the lorries, just incredible people. But just, I would say the biggest piece of advice I would give you is take your time. You've just run a marathon. Take your time. No one's going to rush you out of the mile. You can sit down if you want. You might not be able to get back up again. But there's toilets there. There's places to sort of sit down and have a quiet moment if that's what you need. But just take your time after you've run it. Don't rush. Get your medal. Say thank you to the volunteers. Get your bag. Do what you need to do. Just take a nice, slow, steady walk up the mile to meet whoever's picking you up. If you're on your own, take your time, have a sit down, just recover a little bit. If you feel unwell, go and see St. John's Ambulance. They're amazing. Again, volunteers, they're everywhere. But just please, just take your time and take it all in, what you've just accomplished. It's incredible. You just run a World Abbott Major. Just run the London Marathon. which is the best marathon in the world. So yeah, just take your time.
So I'm not going to have no reception on my phone. We know that. So how am I going to meet my partner, my son, my daughter, my friends? What am I going to do? Where do I tell them to meet me?
You need to tonight, after you've listened to this, go onto Google Maps and prearrange to meet somewhere. They do have letters. Pick X, Y, or Z. But I personally would pick something that you know, whether it's round in Trafalgar Square or Horse Guards Parade, you know, somewhere around there or whatever. There's some cafes and stuff in St James's Park, I think it is, or Green Park. I can't remember which one park it is, but no, it's St James's Park, isn't it? Or whatever one it is by Buckingham Palace. But there's some like places in there you can meet. There's some like monuments in there you can decide to meet. Just decide to meet somewhere. They'll be tracking you, so they'll know when you finish. But decide to meet them somewhere. Don't go and meet them in the letters with your surname, because it's honestly it's carnage. That is. No, it's just total and utter carnage. So yeah, I won't bother doing that.
So this is Friday morning. We've got the marathon come up Sunday. I'm listening to this right now on the train on the way to Expo. You got any tips, any advice for the Expo?
Don't bother.
You've got no choice. You can't pick your number up. You've got to go. Come on, there's got to be something you can give us here.
Get your number, get your t-shirt and leave. It's a total waste of time.
You want to save your legs, don't you, I suppose?
It's a total waste of time. Get your number, get your t-shirt and leave. It's a total waste of time. All the New Balance stuff you can buy now on their shop. And by the way, most of it falls apart. So don't even bother with that. That's true. I'll make you laugh. I've got a pair of their half tights. The lettering's already fallen off them. Second time I've worn them. Brilliant. So don't bother with that. It's took. I could probably get shot for saying that. But it's honest. You know what I mean? I've got to be honest. It is. The stuff's falling apart. I've told New Balance. But you can get all that before you go. So get your race number. Get your t-shirt, which will be the other end of it because they want you to walk through it. But honestly, there's nothing there you need. You know, this device they're giving out on stage, it's going to go in one ear and come out the other. So don't bother. Get your stuff. Get out of there. Save your legs.
So what would you say as a first time? This is my first time London Marathon, and I really want to get this right. So what is the one biggest thing that you think the first timers in particular get wrong for the London Marathon?
They stress about it, which is totally normal. But they stress about it, and that's totally normal again, because again, this is me, the most anxious person in the world. If you've got a plan, which is what I said at the start, you will be absolutely fine. You'll navigate the day well. And that plan includes those first 3 miles and all that sort of stuff. Go through the stuff I've spoken about tonight. Having a plan, a strategy, but not just for the race, for the whole day, is what will ultimately make your experience so much better, even down to the point of where to stick your spectators. I said in that March 27th episode, go and listen to that, where to put them. You know, I've given examples. If you've got families, if you've got people on their own, go back to that. But planning everything will make your whole London Marathon experience so much better. And what happens is newbies don't. And they just rock up and think it's another half marathon sort of vibe, and it ain't. It's a big deal. So that's what I would say. They get wrong. They don't plan. And you see it all the time.
Fantastic. There we go. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Great advice
all
around.
Hopefully that was useful. Good luck, everybody. I'm there. I'll see you out on course, hopefully. And
I'll see you at mile 18 at the cheer station.
Again, I'll be serious, yeah. Just to close on that. If you're in the shit, yeah, and it's a hard day in the office, just think to yourself, I just got to get to the FORDY Runs cheer station. It's on mile 18 on the left, DLR. You'll see the bridge. You'll hear them. Just get yourself there. Someone will be there to look after you. If you're absolutely shitting yourself in the pen, go and talk to the luggage people. They're runners just like you, and they will calm you down and they'll have a chat with you. All right? So don't worry about anything. It's all going to be fine. We're all going to get round. We're all going to finish. And remember, you can just walk. Just don't get yourself in a state. You could just relax and walk for a bit. It's not going to do you any harm. You're still going to get the same medal as the geezer who won it. All right? So don't worry about it, okay? That's the biggest thing. Right, that's it, big boy. Thanks very much for today. Appreciate you as always. We shall see you on the next week's episode, where we'll probably be talking about something else. Maybe we'll talk about London Marathon again. It's my favourite subject. But yeah, we'll see you all later. Thanks very much.